Hi, Edgar here. I'm bringing you my week 1 battle against Aaron and the Roman Polions. Right now I'm just going to be going over just real briefly the team that I brought. So, to start, I brought Heatran, Z, Lava Plume, Okos, Genesect through Rain, and my opponent has Rain and Genesect. That's mostly why I brought Heatran, as well as to get Rocks and Toxic off. Next, we have Hitmontop, who was my hazard removal and my answer to Mega Glalie. Hitmontop was mainly my answer to Mega Glalie. When I was running mocks, I had nothing that really wanted to switch in to the Double Edge or an Earthquake. And so that was mostly why I brought it, as well with Iapapa Berry. So that way I'll be able to live at least 3 to 4 Double Edge. And then next we have Drapion. Mostly just coverage set on Drapion as well as defensive, and enough to outspeed his fastest Mon that he's able to outspeed. So for instance, he won't be able to outspeed Genesect, Whimsicott, which my opponent have. And then mostly Drapion is also there to check Klefki, since I don't have another dark type to help deal with Klefki. Then for my next two, I brought Tornadus and Tangrowth, who are mostly going to be my offensive mons, with Life Orb, Regen, and they're mostly supposed to be able to survive through the long run of this battle, because I was projecting it to be a longer battle. Next is my Mega Latias, carrying T-Bolt, Hidden Power Fire, Psyshock, and Recover. I was considering a Calm Mind variant, but I decided against it, mostly because I wanted Latias to be more defensive, and I would take away from my ability to hit either Klefki or Pelipper with good damage. Now onto the battle. My opponent brought Genesect, Mega Glalie, Klefki, Pelipper, Kabutops, and Goodra. I decided to lead with my Tornadus, just being able to get a U-turn off, but seeing that he led with... Let's slow it down a bit, if I think about it. He led with Genesect. I was figuring that he would be a Scarf set, so I didn't want to take an Ice Beam straight to the face. Or even if he does decide to go for U-turn, I figured Heatran would be a reliable switch in to help deal with that. And my opponent does opt to go for the U-turn and get Pelipper in, which forces me to switch my Heatran, because I obviously can't take a Scald from a Pelipper, especially in rain. I go back to Tornadus Therian in case he also decides to go for a Hurricane, predicting me to switch into Tangrowth. The damage doesn't matter as much since I'll be able to get most of it back with Regen. Then with Latias, I decided to just click T-Bolt, hoping to get some initial chip. My opponent switches into his Goodra, who happens to be a Solvest, so obviously T-Bolt won't do as much. And I decided to switch into my Drapion. I probably should have switched into a different Mon, but I didn't want to take a lot of damage with the Mons that I had available. So for instance, he decided to go with Ice Beam. I obviously couldn't switch in Tangrowth into that. It's also rain, so I didn't want to risk him clicking a water move, predicting me to go Heatran. And I still needed Hitmontop to help deal with Glalie. That's why you don't see me switching to Hitmontop until I get into Glalie. I decided to click Knockoff to knock off its Assault Vest, which does some big damage, but in return he takes out my Drapion and my main answer of dealing with Klefki, which I think was more important, losing Drapion, especially late in the game. And you're going to see Hurricane does nothing to this Klefki, obviously resisting flying. Overall, I believe I played really bad, and I probably could have prepped a little better in this battle. I was expecting a T-Wave, and so the Mon that didn't need to be fast at all was Tangrowth, so I decided to go Tangrowth, click Leech Seed to get some passive recovery and to whittle down Klefki. Also, if I do sound weird, this is my first time doing a commentary over a battle, and so I'm still trying to get used to it, mostly just in my room. And so from here, I'm thinking my way to win is to get Stealth Rocks up And so I pretty much lose my Heatran getting rocks up, which is unfortunate because Heatran was also another answer to deal with Klefki. And again, I was just making bad plays. I shouldn't have risked Heatran. I could have easily just gone Tangrowth or Latias to help deal with it. Psyshock probably would have killed Gudra. And right here I decided to go into my Hitmontop. I know I wanted to use it for Glalie, but Hitmontop is also great. My best answer to Kabutops. Since with X Scissors he would have been able to hit my Latias or my Tangrowth. I decided to click Sunny Day just to show off the little tech that I have to help get rid of Rain. I decided to click Toxic since he was going to try to U-turn or Roost. And I felt Toxic was going to be a pretty free play, even though he has 2 steel types. Again, this is mostly just me making bad plays that could have easily been prevented. And he goes into Glalie, so I decided to go back into my... Oh no! So right here, I ran some calcs. My Tangrowth was able to live a double edge from a Jolly Mega Glalie, so I decided to stay in. And it does pay off in the sense that I managed to get rid of Glalie without losing my item or using up the Iapapa Berry on my Hitmontop. And I get some good recovery back. I decide to switch. And I believe he does switch too. But that means his Glalie cannot come back in. So essentially Glalie doesn't matter in the battle anymore. I don't know why I decided to click Toxic when I could have easily just clicked Close Combat, hopefully done enough to get rid of Klefki. And right here he clicks Play Rough. The next play he clicks Trick to give me the Lagging Tail, which doesn't really matter, but it does cripple my Tangrowth in the sense that he won't be doing as much damage as he could have been doing. But essentially the Lagging Tail didn't matter too much to Tangrowth. And right here we're edging near the end of the battle, where I believe I switch into Torn, and I think he clicks U-turn. Okay, I forgot. I did this battle a couple days ago. I'm just getting a chance to record it right now. So right here he sacks Glalie, and then he goes Genesect, and pretty much wins from there, I think. Oh, okay, no. So Kabutops decides to go for Swords Dance. I managed to get it down to +1. And he manages to take out my Hitmontop with a Liquidation in Rain. And then Tangrowth, who forces it out, and then right here I lose Tangrowth and Tornadus to an Ice Beam, especially since he's +1. This was kind of a hard battle, not in a sense that like I didn't have a great matchup, but I feel like I really played bad. I probably should have prepped a bit more for Genesect. Thinking back, I thought Heatran was going to be more than enough. And we're going to lose 3-0. Hopefully come back. I believe we're taking on the Lantern Liverpool, or Liverpool Lanterns. And right here he's just trying to ensure that he outspeeds my Latias by getting a T-Wave off. I get a Paralysis, which kind of sucks since I was going for Recover. Well, there's the battle. I'll probably have this uploaded in a bit, and I'll try to have my team builder up by Sunday.